Audio Jungle.
This is an individual. This is a game of self-awareness. It's identifying what works for me. What is that voice that speaks to me and it's different from everyone, So it's finding and digging and going more into this kind of things that will allow you and give you necessary tools for you to navigate life as it works for you. Let go of the external opinions. Hi, what is up everyone? My name is MJ Motapo. I'm the keynote speaker and the president of Cool Ideas. So first of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't heard my first introduction, you can simply just go back previously and listen to the first introduction. This is where basically I'm layering out everything about my journey with this YouTube channel, what I'm about, and what's my impact or purpose of this YouTube channel. Anyway, this is my first podcast or my first session, if not episode, that I'm recording, which is a follow-up from the introduction that I've done. So the name of the title of this one, it's called Self-Awareness. I will be speaking about self-awareness at scale. What is self-awareness? How can we implement it? How can we use it to be more effective in our lives? The reason why I chose self-awareness as my first topic, it's simply that I feel like the first thing that we need to do with our lives is to be aware of who we are. As the topic self-awareness says it as it is, self-awareness, be aware of who we are, be aware of our own selves. Because if we do not know who we are, it's going to be difficult for us to navigate through life. Because if you don't literally know who you are, beyond just your name or the things that or the basic things that you prefer, but if you don't internally know or understand who you are, how are you going to navigate life at large? How are you going to navigate through your values, the things that how are you even going to identify your career? How are you going to know which relationships are meant for you? Because it's funny these days how we are so quick to look for our soulmates before we can even look for or find our souls first, because here are the repercussions of going into a relationship without knowing who you are. People are going to identify, by the way, relationships I'm speaking about, all sorts of relationships, from friendships, it could be relatives or whatsoever, and also partnerships, of course. But if we don't know who we are, then people will define for us our needs and wants. People will push beyond our boundaries. People will compromise us. Our self-worth will be compromised, because we don't know who we are, and we don't even know how to stand to ourselves. We don't know how to stand up to our boundaries or set our limits. That's what happens when you go into relationships. So I believe that we don't meet the highest qualification or we don't meet the requirements to be in friendships if we don't self-aware of who we are first, right? And also the kind of careers. If you don't know who you are, you won't know how to identify your careers. Let me speak a little about careers in this aspect. Okay, I will speak about this simple topic that I'll speak more of in my next session or in my next episode, which is called your passion. So, but because it falls under self-awareness as well, I will include a little bit about it. So, I mentioned this from a scale of what are your talents, what's your passion, and what's your purpose in life. Your purpose isn't like what's the assignment that you're called to do here in this universe. So it's first identifying your talents, your skills, your attributes, your natural things that you do at best, and finding a way on how can you take them and link them to your passion. Your passion, it's the actual thing that you do, that you love, that thing that you love to do so much that you wouldn't mind doing it for free. You wouldn't mind doing it just for control because you love it that much, and taking your passion, finding a way to use it in a way that it can be of service, making it your purpose. Your purpose is your passion. It's taking your passion and making it service. Your purpose is your passion in service. It's taking what you love and serving it to people in a way that it benefits both the people and it benefits you. That's the stream of how it goes. It falls under self-awareness because you need to identify all these things that comes naturally within you. And also, furthermore, you can use these principles in terms of choosing what kind of careers do you prefer. It's going back to identifying your natural qualities. That if you are a kind of a person who, for instance, you prefer or you love helping people, you love teaching people, you in gatherings at home or wherever, you are always that person who's willing to organize and make arrangements, whether in parties, family gatherings, whatsoever. You're always there to help people, to come last, to sacrifice, to all these kind of things. They already tell what kind of a person you are. You are in a position of leadership or teaching or being mentorship, things like that, versus there are certain type of people who have attributes or personalities that they always want to prefer to get things done. Not only to get things done, but to get things done by their own selves. Now, this says a lot about you in kind of a person who can be more suitable in engineering and other sorts of careers as such. However, like I said, this is one topic that I'll speak more about in my next episode. I'll further go into this title, how to identify your weaknesses and your strengths. So there's so many sayings or so many people speaks about this one in terms of what are your strengths. We focus more on our strengths than our weaknesses, and what we need to know is, as they exist both in us, they are equally important, and we just need to know how can we bring them to coexist and use them both as they are in a way that it can benefit us, because you can go so many places. They will only tell you about your strength, as in like our weaknesses don't matter. They do so much, because we underlook our weaknesses and overlook our strength. Our weaknesses are important as well because they give us an opportunity for us to focus on our strength. If I've got this sort of weaknesses, then it means that I shouldn't focus more on my weaknesses, but however, I should focus more on my strength. So our weaknesses give us an opportunity for other people to come and exercise their talents, their passion in our lives. We are not meant to do everything in our lives. There are things which we are not able to do, or we cannot do them up until our highest capacity. This is why we have weaknesses. They navigate, they help us through that, to also arrange your circle in a way that you know that these are my strengths, then these are my weaknesses. I need people in my life who will sort out this, who will come in this area of my weaknesses. So this is when it can be most helpful. And knowing that now I need more time to focus on my strength. Most of my time I need to focus on my strength, because there's no point in taking all my time and focusing in my weaknesses, where else I know that I don't know much in my weaknesses. I can only do so much. So however, we don't just get a free pass in terms of looking away to our weaknesses. If my weaknesses includes personal qualities of human beings like compassion, kindness, patience, these kind of things, I need to improve in these sort of areas of my weaknesses, right? Because there's no point in being a human being and lack humanity. So we still need to improve in these areas. Also, if my weaknesses includes I might be in a job that I don't like or I don't really love that much, which most of it exposes my weaknesses. I cannot run away from such. I will still need to improve, because in the meantime, while I'm here, this is where I'm spending most of my time. So that's a little bit of how I believe we need to balance or let it coexist in a way that it can benefit us most. And then lastly, I'll speak about how one of the practical ways in which we can navigate through self-awareness, it's through experience. Experience, it's the teacher for us to understand and cultivate self-awareness. However, experience alone, it's not the best teacher. Experience alone doesn't serve much. It's just because I've been through experiences, or I've been through this and that. It doesn't guarantee that it's the best teacher. It's teaching me, but it's the evaluation of experience that serves me. That is the best teacher. It's just because I am growing and I've had some experiences in my life. It doesn't guarantee that I am getting better. Experience doesn't guarantee that I'm getting better. Aging does not guarantee that I'm getting better, but it's through when I go back and evaluate and go and learn my lesson. What was the lesson here? What did I learn? What can I take to improve myself to go forward in a way that it helps me to identify who I am based on where I've been? Because if I know where I've been, then I can navigate life through where I'm at and where I'm going. This has to be done with an attitude of non-judgmental. This has to be done going through the past, into your past relationships, and generally you experience where have you been, and how can I go back and check and look and evaluate and check why did that relationship end? Why did this thing? Why did I fail at this? Why was I struggling at this? At the place of non-judgmental, just navigating and observing, so that you can know what to take from the past and you can bring it into the present in a way that it can be able to serve you well going forward, navigating through life. Because we cannot just live life in a way that we underlook the past. We always need to go back to our past as a form of references, as a form of what were the lessons that took place in my past that I can use today. And also it's I think it's being also aware that learning on its own, it's not learning is overrated. Just because I've learned something does not guarantee that I am becoming better, but it's taking what you have learned and applying it to improve whatever that you have learned in your life. Because there are so many people who knows much, but they are not getting better because they are not applying the knowledge, or they don't have the required skills to apply the knowledge that they have, so that they can improve going forward. It's just like knowledge is potential. Knowledge is potential power. Just because I know something does not mean that I'm going to get better. It's applied knowledge that makes it potential. It's when I take what I know and apply it going forward that is going to benefit me. It's like a car that is parked in a garage. It has potential, but if it's parked in a garage and it's not doing a thing, then its potential, it's not of use, right? But it's only when you take that car and start utilizing that it has potential. No, so just because I've been through this and that in the past, it does not mean that I'm getting better. The guarantee that I'm aging does not guarantee that I'm getting better, but it's when you apply it, it's when you reflect, review, it's when you learn the lesson and take that lesson and apply them so that they can improve you. So experience is one of the practical ways in which we can navigate our lives and go back and learn our lessons and get to know who we are. Because if we do not know who we are, how will we ever know what makes us happy? You will never know what makes you happy if you don't know who we are. Happiness is an individual sport. What makes me happy does not mean it makes someone happy, or what makes other people happy does not make me happy. This is an individual. This is a game of self-awareness. It's identifying what works for me. What is that voice that speaks to me and it's different from everyone, So it's finding and digging and going more into this kind of things that will allow you and give you necessary tools for you to navigate life as it works for you. Let go of the external opinions of how of what it means to be happy, what it means to be successful, and find within the internal world that works for you. What is that thing that works for you? Not the other people, but yourself as an individual. It's finding these things that only works for you and applying them and cultivating them in a way that it will serve you That's the purpose of self-awareness. And self-awareness, it's not something that you are born with. You cultivate it, you develop it from within, and you practice it. As you practice it, you get better. You start knowing how to navigate life through interacting with yourself and taking yourself and interacting with others in a way that you are going to be able to set boundaries, in a way that you will know when to not cross the other bridge. You will know where to go. You will know when to go. You will know the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with, and because ultimately the people that you surround yourself with plays a very huge role in your life. We are the average of 5 people that we spend our lives with. We are the average of those people. The people that you surround yourself with, you are going to become those people eventually. So if you cannot identify well, if you cannot select well the people that are within your journey, you need to know who you are, what do you stand for, where are you going in life, who do I need to involve in my life, what is this person contributing towards where I'm going? Are they benefiting me? Are they taking me forward, or are they holding me back? So it's selecting well that I need this person because I'm the kind of a person who's taking this direction, and this person I feel like they can be more helpful, they can be more beneficial, So it's knowing how to circle your friends, it's know how to identify who will work for you and who will not work for you. And we need to be more selectful. We cannot just prioritize everything. We cannot just want to take everything, but we need to know who we are. So it's the game of self-awareness. I think that's all for today. I've said a mouthful. I'm enough. Let's meet on let's meet on my next episode, which it will be more on self-development in terms of your passion, your purpose. What would you like to do in life, and how can I find my talents, my skills, and how can I grow them? How can I use them in a way that it can help me, in a way that it can navigate my life, that it can serve me and it can serve other people. That's what I'll be speaking about more. But for now, that's it for today. Thank you so much for showing up. That's all for today. Let's meet next time. Thank you. Cheers.